Hello, and welcome to this Guinness World Record counting event for the largest collection of four-leaf clovers. You know, I've been working on this collection for a long time. I collected my first four-leaf clover in 2010, and I would say I became an intense collector in 2015, so this collection goes back to 2015. And, you know, it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of joy. And this is something I've been working on, basically, I've been thinking about since 2013. So it's really exciting to be here today and to have you all with me. Thank you for coming out. I know this is like a ridiculous ask to have you count all these clovers, but hopefully you'll have some fun with it and we'll have a good time. All right, all the cameras are rolling. So go ahead and start counting clovers in 3, 2, 1, go. We are here for a Guinness World Record counting event. I have been approved by Guinness World Records to attempt the largest collection of four-leaf clovers record, which I broke earlier this year, and we're counting them right now. Guinness World Records actually provides a list of rules that I have to follow and then turn in the evidence in order to prove the record. So things like photography, videography, all the documentation, and independent witnesses is the most important. So these are individuals that are counting the clovers on behalf of Guinness World Records. There's 2 people in each team, and one of them has some sort of expertise in plants. So I moved to the city of Fitchburg in 2015, and that is actually, the collection only goes back to 2015. So it completely corresponded to the time I moved from Fitchburg. The little logo of Fitchburg is actually a little like stylized four-leaf clover, which I didn't realize until after we moved here, but I was very pleased to see that. And almost the vast majority of these clovers are from the city of Fitchburg. So, and sometimes people, I'll share with other clover people online what I'm collecting, and people are like, how do you find these patches that have so many clovers? How do you find this volume? And so I do kind of think that maybe Wisconsin, or maybe the city of Fitchburg in Wisconsin is a little special. It certainly feels special because I found the vast majority of my clovers here. So, and that's why I wanted to make sure that I was doing this record in Fitchburg today. My first record was the most four-leaf clovers collected in 8 hours, and I found 887. And then the second one was the most four-leaf clovers found in 1 hour. I found 451. And then back in January 1st of this year, so just a couple months ago, I broke 2 records that are still pending confirmation from Guinness. So I did the largest collection of 6-leaf clovers, and I believe we certified 1,437. The current record is 43. And then I also broke the largest collection of 7-leaf clovers. We certified 209. And the current record is set as 17. So I'm excited to get all that paperwork and everything in so that they can evaluate it. The largest collection of four-leaf clovers is currently set at 111,060. And I've brought a collection of 119,172 for the witnesses to evaluate, although I do anticipate that some of them will be thrown out, either because they don't think they're four-leaf clover or because there's 5 leaves. So we'll have to eliminate them if there are 5 leaves too. But this is the big one. This is the one that I've always had my eyes set on. So definitely needed it here in my town of Fitchburg. Why I started, I actually found one randomly in 2010 when I was walking back from college, a college class, and it was just really magical feeling. They just popped out at you. And then I kept finding them. And then eventually when I moved to Madison, I continued to I started trying to find them. I would go out on walks intentionally, and it became a very soothing experience, walking around. And in order to really find a clover, you have to let your mind clear. It's a mindfulness exercise, and so it's a very soothing experience. And every time you find one, I found over 100,000, and every time I find one, I still get that little magic feeling. It's a little boost of serotonin, and it's just something I love deeply, and I love being outside, love the long walks. So it started as just a kind of a weird random thing that I did, but it's turned into something that brings me peace and happiness. It's amazing. When people first hear that I'm a clover collector, it varies from people that just don't even care and to people that are absolutely shocked. My husband really likes to have people try to guess how many I have in my collection just to see, you know, it's like, oh, how many do you think she has? Oh, 50, 25. And then he drops, oh, she's 80,000 a couple years ago. So it ranges a lot, but I think most people get a kick out of it. And it's, most people have tried to find a four-leaf clover at some point in their life, a lot of people when they were children. And you'd be surprised how many people have emotional stories about a family member, grandmother that found them and would give them to them. And they share these stories with me all the time. And I'll get strangers that walk up to me when I'm clover hunting and we talk, and they'll share those beautiful stories. So it has a lot of real meaning to a lot of people other than me. And in addition to just being a fun fact, sometimes it's a chance to connect with somebody. So my hotspots, which is like how you create the volume, I consider them secrets I don't share, but that being said, people in Fitchburg spot me everywhere. I have friends, they'll honk their horn. It's become a little bit of a thing, so people could probably figure it out if they see me wandering around, especially in May and June. But anyone can find one, truly. Yeah, you can get ones that like fit on a pinky finger, and you can get ones that are like almost the size of the palm of my hand. The variability in clovers is kind of what makes them so fascinating. One of the things I love about it. My understanding is, I'm not a plant expert, but my understanding is that the genetics of trifolium repens or white clover is quite complex, and there can be all sorts of different things that cause mutations. So you get four-leaf clovers sometimes, you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've had up to a 10-leaf clover. And then you also get some strange, weird-looking ones, like there's little cones that come off and different shapes. But ultimately, and then it creates all that variability, different shades of green, different sizes, different chevron markings on the clovers. And they're just so beautiful, and everyone is different. And yeah, as you can tell, I just love them. Actually, I think the curating of the clovers probably takes longer than the finding of them. So when I go out and collect, I bring tiny little books with me. The clovers go straight into a little book, so they get pressed. And then when I get home, after letting them sit in the book for a little longer, I go down. I have a room in the basement that's sort of dedicated to clovers. It started as a craft room, and it's turned into a clover room. And I have these large sketch pads, and I lay all the clovers out on the sketch pads in rows. I take photographs so I can get an exact count of how many clovers I have. And then once those are dry, I actually take the clovers out of the sketch pads. I laminate them. I have a nice fancy laminator, sort of industrial laminator. You put them in little pocket laminating sheets, which everyone that's laminated before knows what they look like. Put them in rows. I count. I put a little sticker, a little page in the corner that says exactly how many clovers are on that page, and they go into a binder. And I've been doing that since 2015. The thing that's most amazing about it is all the people that come out to support me, because I cannot do this. I cannot prove the record by myself. And I've had big groups of people, 10, and then this is a group of, I think, 24-ish, coming out to support me. And it's just so touching. I just love it. And it means a lot to me because it's just a lot of friendship and community that comes out to do this with me. So that's very moving. But in terms of what I'll feel when I get the record, get the certificate, I think it'll be a little bit of a relief because it's been something I'm working on for a long time, and it'll be nice to kind of have that goal complete. And then, like I said, clovers are a meditation for me. It's very relaxing, and I can kind of go back to my soothing, laid-back clover and a little bit less of the collect as many as I can.
Well, I was going to say, so the follow-up question is, are you going to keep going?
Oh. Yes, I will never stop collecting clovers. It's just such a wonderful experience. I do hope, and I know my husband hopes as well, that I chill out a little bit and maybe don't spend quite as many hours out hunting, maybe a fewer days per week out and about. And I do hope to maybe do more photography of the clovers, video, things that take a little bit more time that I skipped over because I was trying to collect as many as possible. So I will continue collecting clovers, and I hope that it'll be a little bit more laid back going forward. Obviously, if you want to do it, if you want to find a four-leaf clover, you 100% can do it. Everyone can do it, I promise you. It's just a matter of finding the right place and just keep trying and relax your mind, and one day one of these will pop out at you, and then you'll feel that magic. I never thought I'd do this. Are we ready? Woo! 132,791. 2015 to 2022.